Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in our Culinary and Wine segment brought to you by Bice Cucina, today we're featuring celebrity chef Jonathan Scinto, a flavor artist, a TV show creator, and best known for his Italian and Asian fusion. Jonathan has been featured on the Food Network, Chopped, MasterChef 6, Good Housekeeping, and Eat This. That's just to name a few. He recently created and hosted the hit TV series Family Kitchen Revival, watched by over 6 million viewers. Today, he's joined by VIP Peter Guimaraes of New York City. Peter is managing partner at Bice Cucina Restaurant Group, founder of Tipsy Girl Wines, and owner of Bice Cucina Restaurant right here in Midtown Manhattan. He's quite the celebrity himself. In fact, Bice Cucina is always swarming with famous people, from Mark and Donnie Wahlberg to 50 Cent, from Rod Stewart to Bruce Springsteen to the housewives of New York City. They all head to Peter's for a fun and relaxing time. Today, we're chatting about rude and demanding customers, the craziest things people have done while dining at their restaurants, and how Peter and Jonathan handle the drama. Of course, it's the people have lost their ever-loving minds incidents that make the news, but they are also a reflection of a deeper trend. Americans appear to have forgotten their niceties, especially with those whose job it is to assist them. Lawyers are reporting ruder clients, restaurants are reporting ruder clients, flight attendants, from whom rude clients are no novelty, are reporting mayhem. FAA fines for unruly behavior have already exceeded $1 million this year. What's going on? People are just mad. Welcoming now to the show are my awesome friends at hand, Peter and Jonathan Scinto. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Zen.
Hello. I'm so happy to have you both on today. So let's dive right in. This re-entry into polite society is proving to be a little bit bumpy, guys. James Corden a few months ago, not long ago, got 86th from Balthazar. Keith McNally, who owns Balthazar in New York City, slammed the late night show host for his allegedly rude conduct in the restaurant. And of course, James Corden is a hugely gifted comedian, but according to Balthazar, a tiny cretin of a man, the most abusive customer to any of the Balthazar servers since the restaurant opened 25 years ago. Peter, what is the craziest thing a customer has ever done while dining at your restaurant?
Well, you know why everybody's so crazy and mad? You know, I got to get political, Zen. It's this administration. It's making us crazy. We don't know if a man's a man, a girl's a girl. We don't know what the hell we're doing out here anymore. So this is why we're angry. But I mean, you know, I've been in this business 30 years. I started in the nightclub business. So I can tell you stories from the nightclub that you cannot even talk about it. But as far as in the restaurants, you know, a woman walk in proper with her legs crossed and her pocketbook and adjusting her makeup. 4 martinis later, she can't find her pocketbook. She's swearing and yelling. She doesn't want to leave a tip. So we've pretty much seen it all in this business. But you're right, it has gotten worse. And I'll tell you where it's gotten worse. If I have Fox News on, people actually yell at me. They want me to turn it off. I get like a lot of static now today from just political views. That's the worst I've seen.
So people get mad if you have Fox on in your restaurant, like what, they want CNN?
I had a review the other day. It was a 1-star review, and then I got notified on my phone, so I'm reading it, and they're talking about the fact that I have Fox News on the TV. So obviously I had to dispute it. They didn't talk about the pasta. They didn't talk about the service. So I sent an email to Yelp, and I said, listen, they're reviewing my TV. They didn't review the restaurant, and they removed it. But this is the hostility level that we're out there today with.
Yeah, without a doubt. So legion are the reports of discourtesy that some customer-facing businesses have been forced to play Miss Manners, and specifically visitors at the University of Indiana, the health system. They're now greeted by a sign that reads, please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. Your behaviors matter. So yes, we actually have to remind people to be nice. Jonathan, what is the craziest thing that a customer has ever done, and how have you handled the rudeness?
Well, here's a funny story. Me and my father opened up a restaurant in the early 2000s here in Long Island. It was called Home Cooking Cafe, and we were inside the Armitage Health Club, which was off of Sunrise Highway. So we had a lot of customers that were working out, and then they wanted to eat something, and we're making everything from scratch, healthy, really good comfort food. So our opening night, the first day we're opening up, we did our soft opening, but now we're opening up for the actual guests in the place. My father and me he's doing the front, I'm doing the back. And this lady asked for one of our gourmet salads that we made. Now, these are farm fresh vegetables. They're coming from local Hampton farms and places like that we're working with. And she tells the server that we have sand in our lettuce. Now, granted, this has been washed many times, right? There was no sand. And they want a free meal. You know, they're entitled. They think that this is before all the Yelps and all the social media. So luckily, they're not posting it on Instagram. But they want free meals, and you have to deal with that. We had to give her a free meal because she was big mouth.
Because of alleged sand, you had to give this woman a free meal. That's terrible.
You got to understand, she was the big mouth of the actual place that we were coming to. So she's going to trickle it down to all her friends and talk in the community, and so yeah, it was frustrating to be able to do something like that. But at the end of the day, you have to deal with people who think they're entitled to whatever they want to do. And, it's hard as a restaurant to be able to deal with a customer because they always think they're right. They're probably not right most of the time. They're probably wrong most of the time. And, it's tough as a person who's a restaurant owner because we deal with a lot of stuff. Everyone has a bad day, right?
Yeah, I get it.
People don't assume that. They think, oh, well, they cook, they know what they're doing, they have to be on all the time. That is not the case. We're human beings, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, Peter, I know that you typically always greet people with a smile. You're never on the angrier side. You always try to diffuse any kind of escalation that takes place in your restaurant. I've witnessed it myself. But how do you go about dealing with a rude customer to the point where these days they could write anything on Yelp, whether it's true or not, and then it becomes set in stone. It can never be erased. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, here's my secret, right? I can never start my shift without having a drink. If I get there without any alcohol in my system, I'm going to be very ornery. Once I have a couple of Cosmos, a little tipsy girl in me, then I'm a lot more laid back. So, you always have to figure out what their issue is. So I'm great at trying to figure out what is your issue? Like, what are you mad about? And there's nothing that a drink or dessert can't fix, and a smile and just being nice. So you never want to buck the customer. If you buck the customer, they're going to buck you back, and nothing good is ever going to happen.
No.
Oh, so, I love that mentality. But you're such a charmer. You're such a
drink, a dessert, a hand on the shoulder. Thank you so much for your patronage, and we'll see you tomorrow. It's the exact same people that complain every day.
Just make sure CNN is not on, right, Peter?
Yeah, no CNN.
Oh my goodness. So far we have no Fox, no CNN, don't buck the customer, put on a smile, buy them a few rounds of drinks, and let's make sure that we don't forget to clean the sand out of the lettuce. Now, our fight instincts are triggered, and this is, what's been happening because of COVID. I say the combination of a contagious, life-threatening disease and a series of unprecedented life-altering changes in the rules of human engagement definitely left people anxious and confused, and especially if they don't believe the restrictions were necessary, deeply resentful. You get a lot of people that are pissed off right now. So we all went through a time where, physiologically, people's threat system was at a heightened level. So I get that there's anger and frustration going on. But Peter, if a picky customer returns the food twice, and everyone else has started eating, do you discount the check?
Yeah, we bend over backwards for customer. I only remember one time, or maybe two times. I only remember one time in my history actually throwing somebody out of my restaurant because it was the third time that the food went to the table. She was there by herself, and you could tell she was just looking to scam the place. So I actually told her, there's nothing else here on the menu that will suffice you. And at this point, I'm asking you to leave. And she happened to be a transgender, which I didn't know. And then she started posting stuff that I was a hater and all that kind of stuff. But
you have to be careful these days.
You get all sorts of people looking for a free meal.
Oh yeah, Jonathan, a customer wants to change the dish around due to dietary restrictions. Do you bend?
We've had that happen before. I do a lot of high-end parties out in the Hamptons. We just had it recently, right before the pandemic. We did a very large party. It was about 50 people in Sagaponack. And we get there, and there was an extra 10 guests that arrived. Now when you're making high-end parties, everything is allocated as far as the ingredients. We get there. We had no choice to try to create on the fly. We're taking ingredients out of the refrigerator because you want to make the customer as happy as possible. Yeah, we do bend over backwards. It's because at the end of the day, you're only as good as your last meal. So you have to make sure that you're taking care of these customers and making them happy. Look, what we put on the plate is sex on the plate, right? It's what they see. It entices them. It gets them excited. It gets them to want to drink more wine, which is great, when we're doing wine pairings. So, that's what we want. And I'll even join in with them and have some wine because it calms me down when you're dealing with people who have a lot of crazy energy. So it's really important to take care of your customer. It really is.
I love it. I love that both you and Peter have that same mentality. Now, this is interesting. Peter, a customer complains your wait staff is too slow. Do you personally go tend to them, or do you address your wait staff?
Well, it depends what they're talking about. If there's two different type of slowness, right? It's either the food's coming out of the kitchen too slow or the waiter's not getting to the table in time. If the waiter's not getting to the table in time, I take the order myself. I've walked by a few tables and the woman will say, or the man will say, I haven't seen my waiter. Can you get my waiter? And I'm like, I'm your waiter. What can I get for you?
Perfect.
And if they see you make that effort, which a lot of owners might not do that, then it calms them down right away. Like the owner is actually taking their order. So I have no problem working in my, I'll bus tables. I will bring food out from the kitchen. I will take orders. When we're busy, and we all have to work as a team. So there's no pride and ego if you're a real restaurateur.
I love it. I love it. And it's true because you're there all the time. And sometimes you'll have a manager at hand, but most of the times you're very hands-on. And I feel it's the establishments where there's no consistent presence of the owner, and it's left really in the hands of management. Managers, I don't personally see roll up their sleeves to go bust the tables or to take the order, but I do see owners do that. So there's a big difference in the way that you're leading your staff, right? In terms of them knowing what to do. So I love it that you do that. Jonathan, I heard that you have just recently launched a brand new book on branding.
Yeah.
Tell me about this incredible new chapter in your life. You're an author. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So it's Unleash Your Personal Branding. It's a step-by-step guide for beginners. A lot of people don't know where to start. That's the main issue, right? People want to leave their careers and want to enter another chapter in life. I've been very blessed to be able to learn from a lot of great people over time on how to market yourself, how to advertise, how to get yourself out there, how to network. And that's really what the book is in a nutshell. It's teaching you all those little steps to get there to where you want to be with obviously work, right? You have to put the work in. It does not come to you, no matter how much TV or how much interviews or whatever it's going to be, how much press. It doesn't last forever, and you have to get out there and do it. So this book will definitely give you a beginning stages. It's not the end all.
I love it. Congratulations on everything that you've accomplished. Peter, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. And now it's time for me to go handle my rude customers.
That was our culinary and wine segment brought to you by Bice Cucina, featuring celebrity chef Jonathan Scinto, flavor artist and TV show creator, and that was VIP Peter G of NYC. Peter Guimaraes, managing partner at Bice Cucina Restaurant Group and founder of Tipsy Girl Wines. You can head directly to bicecucina.com and check them out on the gram at Bice Cucina Midtown. And don't forget to check out chefjonathans.com directly on his website, or you can check him out on the gram at Chef Jonathans. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.